Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. Today, we are going to look at intuition. We are going to discuss intuition. Some of you, sometimes you have this feeling, this inner knowing, just this, your instinct will be telling you something that is happening around you or about other people. Or maybe you enter a space or you move to a new place and you are just getting this hint, intuitive hints about some people or the environment or something that is going on or happening with them. Sometimes you simply dismiss it because you don't have physical evidence to support what you are feeling, you know. So you just trash it. It's not what it is. Sometimes some of these things, because feelings, especially when you begin to do meditation, when you start doing meditation and you begin to go inward, you begin to do visualization, feelings, the way you feel in a particular situation, the way your mind begin to tell you things, you have to begin to follow your mind, because feelings will play a big role in your when you are waking up, when you are starting to meditate or visualize. Your feelings will become very important, because it is your feelings that will be giving you your inner guides, your your guardian angel that is with you communicates. That's your guide, communicates with you through your feelings, the way you feel, the way things comes to you. you know some people are very intuitive, but because they believe in outward moving, going outward all the time, they don't believe in going inward to find out things, to find the truth, to find out things for themselves. They are outward people. Anything that is not physical, they don't believe it. They only believe in physical evidence. But you see, when you begin to follow the things of God, you see, this outside, there's nothing. No, it's just the ego that controls, that rules. So you can't find truth, because the ego has no truth. In this physical space that we occupy, there is no truth. It's all lies. If they tell you, don't believe anything they are telling, because all the things they are telling you, they are just lies and manipulation. What comes from you, truly, genuinely, and it comes in a very subtle way, so you will just be getting some whispers, this intuitive knowing. A truth will just drop into your heart. But because we are not used to going inward or trusting the feeling that comes within us, we trust what is outside, what we can see. Anything we can't see, we don't believe it. You see, this intuition is your guide. If you begin to meditate and visualize, your intuition will be hyperactive. It will begin to work for you. It will begin to guide you, to tell you things. So as you start to meditate and visualize, you have to start trusting your intuition. Or even if your intuition has not been, maybe you have not been having intuitive hints, you are not the type who receives things intuitively. As you start doing meditation, you are going to activate your intuition. And particularly, if you activate your energy light centers, you see those your energy light centers, they are the power within you, your divine power. So when you activate those energy light centers, your intuition will become very active. So if you enter a space, you will get hints, like somebody is just telling you what is happening around there. You will know things without things that other people don't know. You will have an idea. You will just know what is happening there, even when others don't know. And there are some things, and when you allow your intuition to begin to guide you, your inner guides, that is your guide, your guides, telling you what you should do, what you shouldn't engage in. And if you begin to trust that voice, within you that is telling you things, you will find out that you will not begin to make all these mistakes people make again. The mistakes you have been making, you won't make again. Anything that your guides um, hint you or tell you, and you follow it, and you do it the way you have been guided, you will find out that when it happens, you will be happy that you follow that guidance. But if you don't follow that inner voice, you know there will always be something, because your guide is giving you, because your guide can see beyond your own level. You see, sees beyond the level you see, and so will begin to guide you. Don't go here, don't do this, don't do that. You want to do something, you have this inner knowing, you just have this hint, receiving a message kind of within your mind that no, no, this thing is not, don't. But if you don't follow the voice and you go and do it, sometimes when you see the outcome, it's maybe the outcome is not favorable, you begin to regret. You are regretting now because you receive that voice, so that intuitive hint, you had that voice telling you not to do it, but you went ahead on your own because you dismissed the voice, since it's not a physical something. You went ahead to do it. So after doing it now, you have seen the outcome. You are not regretting. You now be thinking, oh, and I had this feeling, oh, I received this intuitive hint not to do that thing. Ah, I shouldn't have done. You begin to regret because you did it and you have seen the outcome. You didn't follow your inner guidance. If you follow your inner guidance, you see that you begin to avoid so many mistakes, so many things that ordinarily, you will just get yourself into, and begin to regret later. But when you begin to follow your inner guides, you will see that all these things will be taken care of. You won't begin to make the mistakes again. You'll be following, you always be guided in every situation. If you want to do anything, you just go within yourself. When you go within yourself, you think about it, you can just be in silence. You will receive that intuitive, if that thing is going to be good for you, or if you should proceed to do it, or you should let it go. From the interaction within yourself with your guides within you, you will be able to know if it's something you should go ahead to do, or it's something you should let go. You see, so intuition helps us a lot. So as you begin to do this meditation and visualization, you are going to become intuitive, and so you can develop it. This meditation and visualization will help you develop your intuition, and so you begin to follow. You have to start following that if you don't want to make mistakes. All these mistakes we make, and then later we begin to regret for making them. If you are following your guidance, if you are following that guide that your guardian gives you, your guardian angel gives you, because it's actually your guardian angel, but it's your guide. And we all have guides. God just didn't send us to be only us. God, every human being has guides. Think people that tell you, your guides, your divine guides that tell you things. They begin to tell you things you should do, things you shouldn't do. That's why if you are going to do something wrong too, it's not only when, if there is something wrong you are going to do, your guides will also tell you, no, this thing is wrong, don't go, don't do it. As they give you the guidance not to go enter, not to fall into danger, they also guide you when you are trying to do something that is not right. You know it that is not right. They will also add their voice to it. No, this thing is not right, don't do it. But some of us will just dismiss it. Sometimes what some people do is that when they are guiding them towards when they are seeking the answers, and then their guide is guiding them for something that they want, they listen to the voice. But when it's something that they want to go ahead and do it, even when the voice is trying to communicate to them that this thing, don't, they go ahead and do it. And it's not only in those ones. If you are going to a place, I remember when my guides told me, so like some people used to say Holy Spirit is like amebo, will tell you things that are happening that you yourself don't even know. It's not like, there are some that it's not like you are interested in them, but because you have that guidance, your guides will begin to tell you things about even other people. Will tell you things, give you hints, just whisper into your ears about some people. When you are in a place, maybe you are sitting with people, you are discussing, and as you leave that space, or even when you are still there, there will be this intuitive knowing. Nobody has told you. Maybe you are listening to a discussion, and that as they are telling you, you are receiving. Uh, your guide is telling you the truth, giving you the true situation about what that person is telling you. Your guide is telling. If it's a lie, the person is saying, you will receive it. You will receive. You will just receive this intuitive hint that this thing, that person is lying to you. Or the person is speak. You will know the person is speaking the truth. You see, some people believe that when you look at somebody, the way somebody is talking, you will know whether the person is speaking the truth or not. But that is superficially. You can't be very sure about that, because some people, there's a dominion, their own. Their show is it shows in different ways. Your dominion sometimes shows when something, even when you are not, um, what you're saying is true or is not true. It doesn't exactly show on your face. But when you are um, guided, when you are being guided intuitively, you will get to understand. You will know when somebody is telling you something that is not true. You don't even need to look at the face, whether you are looking at the person's or the person's face, or you are not looking at the person. As that person is telling you, you already know whether the person is saying the truth or not. You know, Besides, your guide will whisper into you whether that person is lying to you or is saying the truth. So if you enter any place, you just get to know what is happening there without anybody telling you. I remember my intuition. I I used to receive this intuitive hints. There was a place I went. I was looking for somebody, and I went there. I went to the person's house. The person was not there. They told me the person went to church. I said, okay, let me go to the church and go and look for the person. So when I got to the church now, I went into the church hall. I didn't see the person. It's okay. Let me check at the sacristy. Sacristy, yes, where they used to keep the Blessed Sacrament when people go there to pray. I said, okay, let me just go and check. So as I went there, I didn't even enter inside though. I was at the door. I just peeped to see if she was there. She wasn't there, but there was a woman there praying. So as I just turned my face like this to go away, I received a, you know what, my guy whispered to me. He just says, look at that woman. She's an adulterous woman. Me, I didn't even bother to look. I just thought that somebody was there, but I didn't even want to look again, as in to know who was there. But the person me I went to look for was not there. I just didn't bother. It's okay. I know that there's a woman there. So when I heard that, I now had to come and look again to see the person. I had no interest, but because I told me something about the person that is there, I said, okay, let me just peep to see. Though I didn't see the person's face, I just look at this, okay. And I went. It's not only in many occasions. There was a time I was with some people discussing. Somebody was telling us a story. So as soon as I left that place, my guy just called back, called my attention. Do you know that so person? Do you know this person is this? Just told me who they. I was like, wow. So sometimes, when it starts happening from the beginning, you will want to confirm, because you will be like, how can this thing be so real? Something that nobody is telling you something physically. You are just hearing, receiving information. Sometimes within your mind. Sometimes you hear it through your ear. Sometimes, you just be hearing something like that. You will receive this information about somebody, about something. You will be like, sometimes you may want to doubt it. You will want to doubt it. It's not true, or you just want to dismiss it because you don't have physical evidence. So you want to test it. Sometimes you will want to test and see whether that thing is actually true. You want to find out. And there are sometimes too that when it happens, you will want to say, okay, when you are receiving that information, you will not want to listen. You say you want to see what will happen if you don't listen. So it happens. So if you don't listen, and when that thing happens, The first time it will happen, be like, this thing happened. I didn't, this is how it happened. It later became, this is what, okay. The first, second time it will happen. Maybe you dismiss it. Later you will see it. You'll be like, this thing, and I heard it too. I knew about it too. My mind told me something like that. But I just didn't listen. You see the outcome. I should have listened. But when it begins to affect you, that's when initially you won't start listening until it begins to affect you. When it happens to you first time, you didn't listen and you are now regretting. It happens to you the second time. The exact way, if you hear the information, you dismiss it, and it happens the other way, and you begin to regret. The third time, by that time, you begin to listen when you see it happening. Because in that time, when you start listening, even when you hear information about somebody or something, you will want to pay attention. You will begin to believe, because you won't believe from the beginning that this thing is real. You won't believe that it is happening really, or it is true. There are some people who are intuitive. They don't even know that they are intuitive. They are not doing any meditation. They are not doing any visualization. They are just intuitive. They are intuitive. But they themselves, they know. Their mind will tell them something. But they will not they will dismiss it. But this kind of people, if they start doing meditation and visualization, their intuition will be hyperactive. And when it's like that, they don't even need to put their minds in anything before they know what is happening already. They don't need to, because they already have that intuition working for them. And by the time they begin to meditate and visualize, it will be very, very, you don't need to even go, you will sit down where you sit down and you are just, your spiritual antenna is just moving. Moving. That is, especially if you activate your energy light centers. If you activate them and activate where your third eye will be activated, once you activate this your third eye, you don't need to do, you will just sit down wherever you are. That's your spiritual antenna, your third eye will just be moving and giving you all the information that is happening around. You just begin to know all the things that are happening. From there, you know where to go. You know where not to go. You know a phone call to answer, a phone call not to answer. You begin to guide other people. Sometimes when people are there, want to they will tell people things. No, this thing you are don't do it. Don't proceed with it. If you do, they will tell you outcome. And most of these people are the ones people go to help them out, to tell them what will happen in the future. All these people, some of them, because when you begin to meditate and visualize, you are going to activate the power within you, your divine power, and you also activate your gift, your divine gift. You see, like all these people who are seen, they're the clairvoyance, the clairsentience, and the clairaudia. You see, when you are this thing, you activate the power within you. Your intuition will be high. You will know whether you are, because you will be receiving more information. Your spiritual antenna will just be moving, and you'll be receiving information regular. You just be people who hear, that is the clairaudia. They will just be, they will enter a place, they will hear everything about the people there. They will know what is happening. People who are clairsentients, those ones who we have clairsentience, clairaudia, and clairvoyance. Clairvoyants are the ones who see with their eyes. You see, they will just enter, they will see. They will see, kind of spiritually see things that are happening, but that other people don't know, other people don't see. And then the clairsentients are the ones who receive information. Like this, you enter somewhere, you just receive information. You have this intuitive knowing. You just have this deep knowing about something, about people, about the environment, what is happening at that time. So you just know all these things without any, because your guides are giving you information. You just know it. Then the people who also hear, the clairaudia who hears with their ears. As they enter a space, they will just hear a voice telling them in their ear about that place, or about people, or about the situation they are into, or whatever. You see? So that's how your intuition works for you. Everybody can develop that intuition. Even if you are not intuitive naturally, there are some people who are naturally intuitive. They just get these hints. But it doesn't work for them because they always dismiss the voice. Not that it's not working, no, it's working for them. But because they don't pay attention, they don't listen. The guidance is always there, but they don't pay attention, they don't listen, they always dismiss it. So sometimes, because you dismiss the voice, you don't believe it, it won't be regular, it won't be telling you things like someone who pay attention, someone who pays attention, someone who listen. No, the more you listen, the more you begin to receive it. But if you dismiss it, you won't be getting the information because you don't believe it, you don't listen, you don't pay attention. But if you are listening, you hear more and more, and you begin to see more and more. The people see something, they still dismiss it. They will pretend as if they didn't see it. They will do as if it's not real. They'll just be telling themselves lies that that thing they are seeing is not true. And it is deep down within them. They know that they are seeing something. They know that that thing is real. But some will just be in this kind of confusion. They will be doubting. They know that they are seeing something that is real, but they are kind of confused. They don't know whether to believe it or not to believe it, to follow it or not to follow it. So they will just be in that confusion. And if you don't know, if you allow yourself to be in that space, how will you know? How will you learn from something? You have to be, even if you don't believe it, try it. Try the voice. Try it. It will tell you more and more. If it's the divine voice within you that is speaking to you, it will it will reveal itself more and more and more. The more you try, the more you listen, and the more you pay attention to it. The ego voice also speaks to you. You know, you are made you are made up of two parts now. Let me say two parts. You have your ego self and your God self. That's your divine self and your ego self. Your ego self is the physical self that is birthed in this world, that is operating, doing things. You are just acting your normal physical self that relate with other people, relate to things, and do. This is the ego self. You need this self, this ego, to cope in this place, in this space you are birthed. You need this self to survive here. Like people say, ego is a surviving mechanism. Ego fights. Ego is something that contests. You know, all these things are placed in this environment. All these things are characteristics of the ego. So ego can fit in this space because of all these negative things. Ego is very negative. You know, all the things that comes from the ego are negative. It's ego that argues, fight, destroy, create separation. All these things that are placed here, they are coming from the ego. This is the space of the ego, and you need all of that to cope here. You see, but you also, and people hear the ego voice. Sometimes when they misconstrue the voice. When the ego is speaking to them, they think it's God that is speaking to them. You need that, and then you have that. This is your physical self. That's why you can switch. You have your divine self. Oh. Your divine self promotes your humanity. It will make you to do good. That's what influences the good things you do. It will influence you to do good, to be kind, to be nice, to be sympathetic, to be compassionate. You know, that is your divine self that is within you. It influences you to embrace more of your humanity. And then your ego self too is with you. Is this one that you can switch to fighting, quarreling, abusing, destroying things, creating separation, racism. Oh, this one is not, it can't be, this one is less, this one is Osu. Like in some cultures, you know, this one is freeborn, this one is this one is not what, this one is not what, this one can't be. All this separation, all these things we create, seeing other people less, seeing yourself as more, believing that these ones are not worth to be in this place, and this one, that is your ego self. So you can switch to that because you also have it within you. You see, but you can also be in your humanity as well, doing the good. But the issue is that the problem is that most people remain stuck in their ego self. They don't know that they are here in this ego body to evolve themselves. Because you have to evolve yourself. Evolve. You are here just to learn the lesson and evolve. When you evolve, you know, when you are leaving the space you are going, when you leave, you transition from here. It's not the ego self. All this ego life you are living here, you are not going to go with it to the new space, to your new destination. When you leave this space, when you die here, this ego life, ego behavior, you are not going to move it to your next space, because this life does not play there. You see, that in that space, it's a space where you live in your humanity. You see, the good things that you are doing, you know, that your divine self influences you to do, you have to do them in this your ego body, your ego self. Evolve yourself so that you can move. When you are leaving this space, you're living happily because you have evolved yourself. You will be happy to die because you have evolved yourself, and then you will go. You know that the space you are going, you are qualified to be there. You are qualified to enter the avenue of love, peace, unity, and beauty. That is the heaven they are telling you. They are telling you. Yes. So if you evolve yourself, you leave this ego skin here, because it is this ego skin that will decay. Then your divine self, which is your your humans, your divine body that you have evolved, will move to the space of love, unity, and beauty. If you are not qualified, meaning that if you do not dissolve this ego here, if you do not leave all this gree we are doing here and embrace more of your humanity and evolve yourself, you are not going to enter that space. Some people get stuck in the ego and live that life until they die. When they die, they live here, they don't have any place to go. They go to the below where they begin to suffer. Because what? You are still in your skin, in your ego skin. You cannot live here and enter a good place with this your ego gree world, this destructive. I mean, ego, it's a destructive kind of nature. You cannot go carry your destructive nature to a place of peace, unity, and order, and love, and beauty. You can't. You have to dissolve it, dissolve the ego. You have to crush the ego here. You have to allow it to die. Let your ego die here before you can move. But what most people are doing is that they don't crumble their ego. They remain stuck in the ego and live like that until they exit this space. And at the end of when they exit this space, they remain headbound. They have no good place to live. They remain wanderers. You know, they don't have any place to go. They don't find peace. They don't have a resting place. They remain stuck below and suffering. You see? But if you dissolve your ego here, meaning that you embrace more of your humanity, doing good, doing the things that the Bible tells you to do, or the things that God tells you to do, that is how you'll be able to move. You will be happy because you would have served. Leave this space to your divine space, to the avenue of love, peace, unity, and beauty. But if you don't, you will remain here. You won't go any place. You did not have these two constructs for nothing. You composed of two: your divine self and your ego self. In your ego life, this ego self you are now, that you are supposed to evolve yourself, and then move by what? Living, embracing more of your humanity. Throw your ego skin here and evolve into a new life where there is no ego playing there. So all these things, they remain here. So but if you are doing meditation now and visualization, you will come to this realization. You will begin to know, you'll be conscious of the things that are happening in the world, and you will see the need. Your intuition will begin to guide you. You begin to see that all these things you are doing, they have no meaning. You know, you see your intuition. That's why if you want to do something that is wrong, you will be guided. No, this thing you are doing, no, it's not. You even when you know that it's wrong, sometimes we know that this thing is wrong, but we want to go ahead and do it. Maybe because every other person is doing it, or we feel that because we are in ego space where they recognize the things that are wrong, they embrace the wrong things and trash the ones that are good. So because everybody does that, you want to do, even when your intuition is guiding you, telling you, no, don't put your hand in that thing. You want to put your hand there. You see? Then when you do it finish, you come out, you begin to regret. You begin because you will see the outcome. You will be thinking, I received this guide and my intuition, my mind, because now you don't know that it's your guides that are speaking to you. Your divine guide is speaking to you, not the ego. You'll be thinking, my mind was telling me not to do that thing. Hey, my mind. And now look at, hey, I should do that, done it. You know? Because you didn't listen to the voice, the voice that was coming from your authentic self, your divine self, your God self. You listen to the voice of the ego. Ego's voice is very loud. It can push you. It will begin to quickly give you action plans. No, you have to do this thing. If you do this, is how it will happen. So you will not even have the opportunity to pause and listen. And your authentic voice it does not shout. That one comes it's a subtle voice, but is real, is firm, and is authentic. So when you are listening to that, you will want to you will just be in that kind, because the ego is shouting in your ear already. So when you are hearing this deep, subtle voice telling you the truth, you will sometimes, even when you pause, you will not want to listen. You want to listen to the voice that is shouting, because that one is dragging you, pulling you quickly, quickly. That's what the ego does. That's what this fleshy voice does. You see, it will be moving you, pulling you quickly, giving you reasons quickly why you should go ahead and do that thing, providing action plans for you, all in your thought quickly. They speak to you in your mind. Before you know it, you will oblige it quickly. You stand up, you want to go and do that. But you still know that there's this voice that is telling you that thing is not right. Don't do it. Calm down. Relax. You will still be having that thought. It speaks to us through our thought. Through our thought. Just like your ego self is speaking to you through your thought. The divine self is also speaking. The ego attaches its thought with your own thought. You see? But your intuitive mind, your divine mind will be telling you, the divine mind will be telling you something that will be listening. But in most cases, we dismiss that. We want to follow the ego because that one is very loud. It's always good to listen to the voice of your intuition because it comes from your guides. They are guiding you. They are telling you what to do. They are telling you the things that you can involve in and the things that you shouldn't do in every situation. Ask questions, pay attention, listen. When you listen, you will not be doing all these mistakes that we are doing again. When you continue to follow your inner voice, your divine voice, you will free yourself. You make mistakes when you don't listen, but when you are paying attention, you will know that you will not make. Many people have said since they started listening to their divine voice, they don't make mistakes again. That they made mistakes when they were not listening. When they begin to listen to and pay attention, this is different. You see, your guides will begin to guide you. Even if you are going for any job, sometimes you will even know that you have to go or not to go. If you will be taken self, you will know it where you are, and then maybe you will not have to bother yourself going. Or maybe you have written an exam, or you are even going to write an exam. If you pass, you will know it even before you start writing. And if you have written and you have passed, you already know. You will just relax. You know that you have passed already. It's in everything. It's not restricted to one thing. It's applicable to everything in your life. That guidance will just be there permanently for you in everything in your life. So that's why it's good that you activate it. Activate your intuition. Especially when you are doing meditation, you'll be able to activate it fully. Do meditation, do visualization, and activate it. Some of people already have it, But they don't listen, they don't pay attention. It is important that you begin to listen to the voice that comes from your divine self. Listen to it, because it will begin to guide you in your life, and you will not begin to make all these mistakes you do in life again. I hope this helps. I love you guys.